clap. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Waterboy Podcast. Today, it is episode number 48.
That's right. You can listen to us for 2 straight days.
Yeah.
Every episode, 2 straight days.
Actually, we're pretty much an hour long. We get a couple go over. You might even get us for like 26.
We've had a couple go
like 26, like 50 total hours, 52 total hours.
But we've had a couple go less too, so they kind of even out.
True. I mean, yeah, but we've definitely had more over than less. But I get your point. Sure. Yes, I get your point. But there's a lot on the menu today. All right. Week 1 NFL, done. Week 2 college football, done. On to week 3 college football, on to week 2 NFL. Football's officially in full swing. Football's officially back. Those week 1 NFL games under the belt. The first half of the first slate of the Sunday games was so bad. Those offenses couldn't get anything going. Like, there may have been 3 touchdowns at halftime for the first slate of the Sunday games. And then the second half, the touchdowns started pouring in.
The Texans were doing pretty well against the Colts.
Okay, we're going to all right. We're going to get into my take on the Texans later. Maybe we cover that Texans game. They're playing let me pull it up real quick. Texans had an interesting matchup. They have the Broncos this week.
Yeah. And you don't know what you're getting with the Broncos after this week.
Yeah, I mean, Nathaniel Hackett. Okay, shit. We got to go over that game. We didn't go over that.
No, teaser for later. We got to go over college football.
Okay. College football first. Okay, first things on the menu. A viral video went out over the weekend, and Texas A&M. They had a interesting little yell leader. I think they call it like the midnight yell cheer or something. Yeah. And Texas A&M was actively trying to remove this video from the internet the second it started going viral, but they failed. That thing's everywhere. I have it downloaded on my phone, but this Texas A&M yell leader video was probably the most cringe video, I'd say. I would say it's arguably more embarrassing than the loss itself to Appalachian State. That's how bad the video was. And these yell leaders, I guess that's what they're called. They had a bunch of really bad roasts, and they just directly attacked, as the yell leader like to call it, Appalachia, the state. And they just attacked,
which he said is not a state, by the way.
Yeah, he said is not a state, which is true. That is correct, sir. But then he goes on talking about how dumb and stupid they are. But I don't know, Everett. When it came to last weekend, the only people that were dumb and stupid on the field, in my opinion, was the entire Texas A&M offense and Denver Harris, 5-star corner, who posted a video of him drag racing in a parking garage, going like 80 miles an hour. He's a 18-year-old 5-star recruit, just showed up to campus, and I don't know, but kind of seems like he only went to A&M because the bag man showed up. But hey.
Yeah,
go get your bread, brother. Go get your bread. Go get that guaranteed bread now. Forget the NFL money. Make that college go at A&M.
Can you still get guaranteed bread if you get arrested?
I have no idea.
There might be a stipulation in there.
Maybe getting arrested, though, gives you more publicity, more brand publicity. Could be negative publicity, but it depends on who the sponsor is. Maybe getting arrested.
It also depends on how negative that publicity is, because there's
a lot of factors.
There's a lot of
but
factors.
I'm saying do not say that getting arrested is automatically a bad thing. There are some brands where that could help. But yeah, Denver Harris.
Whatever company sponsors the jail like onesies, they're probably all for it.
Denver Harris orange jumpsuits coming out.
Yeah, they're probably
coming out
all over that.
But yeah, Denver Harris posted that stupid video of him like speeding in a parking garage. I don't know what you're doing, dude. But not only Denver Harris off the field, but on the field, the Texas A&M offense this past weekend. Boy, oh boy, was that the worst thing maybe in the history of sports that occurred. I got some fun facts on the Texas A&M offense, and I kind of want to hear what you have to think about this, Everett. So the Texas A&M offense racked up a staggering total of 186 yards on Saturday. So 186 total yards on Saturday. They went 2 for 8 on third down. and they converted 7 first downs the entire day. One of those first downs was from roughing the passer. So they had 6 first downs from plays. So there's that. And then to top it all off, their quarterback, Haynes King, who's god awful, went 13 for 20. He had 97 passing yards.
Yeah.
97 passing yards, Everett.
There's a reason why Johnny Manziel tweeted out that he still has 2 years of eligibility left. That'd be wild.
Boy, would that be exciting to watch.
Just a little
Johnny
bit.
Manziel could play. If I'm Jimbo Fisher, I'm saying, hell yeah, brother, come back.
Yeah.
Then.
I mean,
Haynes King is not it.
Oh
my God.
If J.R. Smith can go play golf and he's like 32, I'm pretty sure Johnny Manziel can go back.
The thing is, like, Haynes King, I'm pretty sure he won the Elite 11. I remember like clips of him in Elite 11 balling out. I guess Jimbo's not quite that offensive whisperer we thought he was. Oh well. So I mean, yeah, Texas A&M. Their yell leaders were calling out Appalachian State for being stupid and dumb, but you guys should look inwards and look at your own program, because those are the only people that I thought were stupid and dumb on the field last Saturday. That's what I had though for the Texas A&M yell leaders video that went viral. Next thing I got, college football. Scott Frost fired from Nebraska. We didn't really go over this last time,
mentioned it last week.
Briefly mentioned, but I just wanted to say, Nebraska, by firing Scott Frost now instead of waiting until October 1st, they had to pay an extra $7.5 million to him in his buyout clause. If they had waited to October 1st, his buyout clause would have dropped from $15 million to $7.5 million, but they didn't wait that long. They pulled the trigger. What are we? 3 weeks away from October 1st. They pulled the trigger early, and I didn't watch the Nebraska game. I wasn't watching it, but if I was Scott Frost, I would have also tried to get fired before October 1st, because he was getting fired no matter what. So you might as well make an extra $7.5 million off of it. So at the end of the day, everyone's clowning Scott Frost right now. And yes, horrible coaching job. I get it. But don't clown the man for getting an extra $7.5 million. If anything, tip the cap.
Props. Little gentleman's golf clap.
So, I mean, Scott Frost, let's go back. Let's revisit. And maybe he has to go step down, take a coordinator job somewhere. Maybe he just resets, goes back to UCF or something. I don't know. But it didn't work. It didn't work in the Power 5. It didn't work at Nebraska. So
honestly, though, UCF, please go fire your current head coach and sign him. Then make Tulane's life a lot easier.
I mean, he was dirty at UCF, though.
I do know that. Yes,
he was. So there is that. But in terms of college football games next week, we're about to get into the most exciting game of the week. But I just wanted to say, if Nebraska, okay, nothing would be more college football than if Nebraska just handily beated Oklahoma next week without Scott Frost the week after they fired him. Like, nothing would be more college football. And I guess it's motivation wise for the team. I bet the players weren't a fan of him. So no. I can understand from maybe a team psychological aspect, firing Scott Frost, who I'm assuming the players didn't like, firing him. And I'm hoping they put in an interim head coach that all the players like. I'm hoping they did that. Assuming they did, it'd just be so college football for Nebraska to win. It'd be so college football. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but
there's also never been. I feel like Nebraska with Scott Frost might be one of the only programs where year in, year out, it's always like Nebraska's going to be like the number. Like, it's just like Scott Frost's year. Like, it's this year. They're going to do it this year. They're going to the chip, and it's like, dude, last year
he has so much hype in the offseason every year.
Like, I don't understand. Like, dude, like they went like 1-13 last year. Like, what do you want?
Yeah, no, like literally, it's
also if you're a player like getting recruited, why would you go to Nebraska after seeing that every year?
Yeah, I don't really like the thing about Nebraska. They've just had an upwards tick. They've had an upwards trend. And last year they went 3-9, but like every loss was single digit. And everyone was just like, they're right there. They're on the cusp. I'll be honest. I even bought into it a little bit in the offseason myself. But clearly Nebraska is not it. They have not shown anything.
Not
and
it.
I think we've seen that. But okay. Preview for next week's game. We got to start off with the number one game of the week, Everett. Why don't you let the viewers know?
Your Tulane Green Waves takes on
Green Waves or Green Wave?
Green Wave. Well, Green Wave. The Green Wave
Just
takes on
correct you there.
K-State. Are they the Bearcat? What is K-State?
Wildcats.
Wildcats. High School Musical. We're taking on
Bolton.
Troy Bolton. Yeah, so the first and foremost thing that I want to say about this game, K-State unveiled new helmets that they're going to be wearing specifically for this game and this game only. They are throwback helmets. They are all white, and it uses their throwback logo of their Wildcat holding a Wildcat flag in black. So it's black logo, white helmet. Looks pretty cool. But just from a little experience, K-State, the last time somebody did this, it was Tulane last year against Ole Miss. Don't think I need to remind anybody how that game went, but it ended poorly for us.
Kansas State just shit on Missouri 40-12.
I mean, we just dumped on Alcorn State 52-0.
Oh my goodness.
What I also will say is the spread line for Tulane. I just think that it's interesting to note that
Adrian Martinez is the Kansas State. No way.
People
out.
People have the originally.
You're going up against former Nebraska legend Adrian Martinez.
Formerly, the win margin for K-State was 20 points. That moved down to 16, and now it's resting at 14 with still room to go down. So I just think that it's interesting that
I like that. I like that. One thing I'm looking at right
now. What I'm going to say is
98 passing yards a game.
What I need to say first is Tulane. We're fucking winning. We're fucking winning, dude. So I mean,
Everett, 98 passing yards a game. Tulane averages 33 passing yards allowed this year. So this is a really interesting matchup here. And I know Tulane was playing running teams, but still, just
the first three games of the year, by the way,
Tulane has allowed 66 passing yards this year.
The first 3 games of the year are all running teams. K-State's a running team, Alcorn's a running team, and UMass all running teams.
That really plays into the favor of Tulane. Like, really does.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I'm kind of buying into the upset now. And it's not the craziest upset. We're talking about Kansas State here. So, who did just shit on Missouri, to be honest. But, hey.
Man, what's Missouri done lately?
I don't know, but it is an SEC Power 5 team.
I mean, yeah, but Vanderbilt's in the SEC. Like,
okay, but it's Vanderbilt.
But it's still the SEC, man.
But that one's different. That one is different. Like Drew Lock with the horse cock at least went to Missouri, so at least they have something. But
they do got
kind of have me buying in a little bit into this Tulane upset. You can have me buying in a little bit right now. Over under set at 47. I'm hammering.
Also,
give me the points.
Both,
on, baby.
Both of us are 2-0. So this is a matter of record as well.
Yeah, dude. They should be hosting game day at this game.
They should be, but it's at App State. Thanks, Texas A&M.
It actually is.
Thanks, Texas A&M.
It all comes back to fucking Jimbo Fisher. But yeah, there's a lot to look for.
No, they have Deuce Vaughn, so like it's gonna be a test. I can guarantee you, Deuce Vaughn is better than the running backs that were on Alcorn State or UMass. Well, UMass was just their quarterback, really, but So it's gonna be a test, and it'll be the first test of the season. I think we're gonna pass it with flying colors, but you know, I'm not
Flying
gonna.
colors. I feel
I
like
will
we're
never
talking
say. I will never say we won't be winning. So I always have to take whatever I say, whatever way you want, because I will never say that we're gonna lose. We will always fucking win. We'll be going undefeated this year.
There we go. Undefeated Tulane. You heard it right here. College football playoff berth. Book it.
First time since 1998.
Well, there was no college football playoff in 1998.
No, but Tulane was the last time Tulane was undefeated was
Oh,
1998.
okay. Fair enough. Rest of college football though, couple more games that I mean I don't really have predictions. These are just games that I'm interested in. Florida State at Louisville. I think Florida State's going to do it again. BYU at Oregon, Penn State at Auburn, Sparty at Washington, and Miami at Texas A&M. Those are the games I keep my eyes on this week.
I think Texas
Those
A&M
games
is
can all
favored.
shake up some shit.
I think Texas A&M is favored.
They are.
Which they shouldn't be after last week.
Last week was hilarious. And it's like either Jimbo lights a fire under the team's ass, gets them motivated, and they either smack their shit out of Miami next week, or
Dude,
they lose badly and the
there's
season's
no
over.
way to come back from that
I
embarrassment.
don't think they will, but I'm saying like Jimbo, he can either do that and save his season, or he doesn't do that, and he may be fired soon.
That'd be ironic after this.
Jimbo might get fired soon.
That'd be ironic. Would you think Nick Saban hires him back?
I don't know. No. Jimbo Fisher. No. That relationship has been killed. But I mean, the thing is, like Jimbo Fisher, he was 4-4 in the SEC last year. He was 500 in the SEC, and then he brings in the #1 recruiting class, and then he goes and loses to Appalachian State.
My favorite thing is that he said when you have like about Nick Saban, he was like when you have all of the like
talent or whatever,
you have all the talent or all the money, like it's pretty easy to win. Well, Jimbo, you had all the talent versus App State. You had more 5-star recruits this year than they have had in like the last 10 years.
No. It wasn't. It was that they've had more 5-star recruits than Appalachian State had players ranked in the top 1,000.
Oh.
Like, I've never heard something like that in my life. Like, are you kidding me?
Oh my God, dude. What? I don't think that you could have like. There's no way that like. There's no more embarrassing loss than that.
That's so. Well, yes,
this
Michigan, App State when that happened, but this year, no. Maybe Marshall Notre Dame is worse.
That was pretty bad. Marcus Freeman. Marcus Freeman
is the only coach in Notre Dame history to start 0-3. Only coach in Notre Dame history.
You just like.
I mean, college football is crazy. College football is nuts. I literally thought Notre Dame had a path to make the playoffs after losing to Marshall this year. That's not happening, and they're starting quarterbacks out for the year too. So yeah, the wheels fell off for old Fighting Irish. Sorry, guys. Malik Zaire, where are you now? But that's it for college football.
Yeah, NFL.
Before we get into our breakdown preview, whatever of last week, I just wanted to announce I went 8-8 last week in my picks, and Everett went 7-9. So yeah, I'm 8-8. Man. Everett is 7-9. I have a 1-game lead on Everett. So for next week, it's up to you to make the special picks, not me. You got to pick the underdogs that win, not me. So I got the power here when it comes to these picks. I could play a conservative. You can't.
Yeah, you can.
But some quick things of last week, and I just wanted to recap and go over. A viral video went out over the weekend of a older woman at the Bengals game, kind of yakking all over herself, sitting in the stands. And like my first thought was like, I kind of expect her to boot a little more. She doesn't seem that.
You know what my favorite
messed
thing?
up, but then she just started throwing up on herself.
You know what my favorite thing of that whole video is? You know what my favorite thing of that whole video is? The person in front of her is like in a full neck brace, like they broke their neck.
Couldn't turn around. Couldn't see the person by them booting. I mean,
there's nothing you can do.
In theory, that's the best person to throw up behind. Yes. But the person right next to the broken neck person looked back and saw it and
didn't do anything.
Didn't even like alert the person they were sitting next to that the person was
dude. Like what do you
say that?
What do you do if you're in like the neck brace, you can't turn your neck around and you hear someone vigorously booting behind you and you can't do anything to be like, where's it? Where am I? Don't know.
Like I don't know.
What do you do? Like you just have to take it.
Being the neck brace person in that situation, I don't really know what to do there. But my point was, this woman's reaction, or this woman booting and throwing up all over herself, perfectly sums up all of Bengals fans watching that Joe Burrow performance over the weekend. 4 picks, 1 fumble. Holy shit, can't blame her. I probably would have also been throwing up over myself if I saw Justin Herbert have 5 turnovers in a game.
Although the fact that the fact that the Bengals still really should have won that game because the Jamar Chase no call touchdown, I think that's still pretty impressive.
Yeah, no, that kind of tells you something about the Bengals, doesn't it? Like they have grit; they're never out of games, and it also says something about the Steelers play calling when they're up in games.
Not good.
Really put the game away. But yeah, okay.
Also, TJ Watt and Najee Harris being out probably will do that.
We'll be.
I want to make a little shout out real quick though.
Oh,
if that's okay.
From last week's performance, or
yeah,
okay,
yeah. Shout out to Geno Smith. We didn't get to cover it because it was the Monday night game. Geno Smith not only came back in his first start of the last 5 years and won against Russell Wilson's Broncos because, well, Nathaniel Hackett's just a fucking idiot.
Russ, who we also backed up last year, so
right. First thing that I want to say is 1, props to him. 2, I also find it interesting that since his last start, he's backed up both Eli Manning and Russell Wilson. So he's had a lot of quarterbacks to sit, like very good quarterbacks to sit behind. Sit behind and learn from Eli Manning, learn from Russell Wilson. So who knows? Maybe the Seahawks did kind of find a diamond in the rough. But the biggest shout out I want to give is to Geno Smith for quite possibly the quote of the year. Geno Smith said after the game, quote, "They wrote me off, but I didn't write back." That might be like by far one of the hardest quotes that a quarterback or any athlete could ever say.
Extremely hard. Ever. My first thought when I heard that is, how long has he been waiting to say
He's had that one.
How long has he had that one written down? Because when he delivered that, it sounded like he had rehearsed it. It sounded like he knew exactly how to deliver it.
No, like, dude,
his tone when he said that was perfect.
He woke
up that in the mirror at least 10 times.
He woke up Monday morning, took the shower, was repeating in the shower, looked at himself like brushing his teeth, repeating it, brushing his teeth.
Today is the day Seattle loves me.
I got it. See, I am Seattle.
I'll be honest though, that Geno Smith performance, like that first drive when they just marched down their throat like it was nothing.
You're like, oh,
Geno Smith,
there's something going on here.
He looked calm, and one thing that either Aikman or Joe Buck, who also Joe Buck and Troy Aikman gained a lot of respect for me because they made like broadcasting on Monday Night Football ESPN not weird within like 5 seconds. Like it was completely back to normal. Like, all right, it's just Joe and Troy in the booth. Like whatever, we're just on ESPN. They made it seamless, but
no weird graphics.
Yeah, we were missing that. We were missing the weird like claymation, like 3D graphics. We were missing those. Definitely got to keep that one in mind. But that first drive for the Seahawks when they just marched down the throat, it was so impressive for me. Geno Smith looked so calm, and it was very ironic that Russell was running for his deer life every time he dropped back, and Geno Smith was pretty protected at least for the first half.
I mean, look, like the Seahawks.
Second half, it was
the Seahawks are in sole place of first place in the NFC West. Like we all
NFC West team that won.
Mm-hmm. Like we all thought, right?
And conversely, in the NFC Beast, the Cowboys are the only team that lost last week. Every other team in the NFC Beast won.
Also, just interesting fact, by the way, Geno Smith has covered 9 straight games against the spread since 2014. Dating since 2014.
So
9 straight
Gino's
games.
just kind of the betting goat. I thought that was crazy. They put that at +6.5 in Seattle home opener. I mean,
To
what?
be fair,
That's crazy.
we all kind of thought that Seattle was going to be boots. I'm not going to.
Yes, but as it got closer to game time, I was like, I found out Seattle hasn't lost a home opener since the 90s.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I found
That's
that
quite
out.
interesting.
I found that out and I was like, wait, that can't, you're telling me they've won like 22 straight home openers? Yep, they have. So yeah.
Through multiple coaching regimes.
Yeah. Yeah. Seattle, that was
There's something in the water in Seattle, man.
But yeah, I like that. Shout out Geno Smith, definitely deserved that. But moving
Broncos
on,
suck.
moving on to next week, starting off with Thursday Night Football. When this will be released, this game will be later tonight. Chargers at Chiefs in Kansas City. Now, for this season, I will be picking the Chargers every single game this year to win. You'll be picking the Vikings every week this year. That's just, I mean, it's a good thing our teams are good. Like if our teams sucked, we would have been handicapped. But like this year, we got good teams. I hope. Hopefully, I didn't just jinx that shit. I'm sorry.
Now
if the wheels fall off the rails, we point to this. We point to this day. We point to this podcast. But Chargers Chiefs. My first thoughts. That game against the Raiders. After I saw that first half, I would have thought like, oh, this team actually might win the Super Bowl. And then I saw the second half offensive play calling, and it all went out the window for me. The run defense was amazing, and then the second half, when they need to like nut up or shut up, it goes to shit. Kind of not what I wanted to see as a Charger lifelong fan, but hey, better than last year. My one concern for next week, though, which I guess isn't too much of a concern, but it obviously, they were exploited last week by Devontae Adams. J.C. Jackson will probably not be playing this week again. He was limited in practice today, but I'm just going to assume he's not playing this week. Good news is he'll be ready for our week 3 slugfest against the Jacksonville Jaguars. So J.C. Jackson will be playing that game, but for week 2 Chiefs, he might not be ready. But week 3,
the one upside is the
Chiefs
ready. At least don't have Tyreek Hill anymore.
Yes, they don't have Tyreek Hill anymore. One thing though, Juju Smith had 6 catches on 8 targets for like 80 yards last week.
Yeah.
I think he can definitely step up and fill that role. Obviously not as well as
Tyreek, I agree.
But he can be a wide receiver 1 for their team.
I
get 1,000 yards.
I agree. I mean, he was the wide receiver 1 on the Steelers. Like I agree that he will be the wide receiver 1.
And Patrick Mahomes, if anything, he just reminded everyone like,
which is why I don't really understand why everybody was kind of like crapping on the Chiefs wide receiver room, like they weren't gonna have anybody. Like Juju is still he has problems with TikTok. He is a TikTok addict, but he is a good wide receiver.
Last year he didn't. I'm pretty sure he was hurt. Right?
He was hurt.
Yeah. So last year he was out because he was hurt a little bit. But I mean, I don't know. There's just like concerns, obviously, like getting into new, but it's Andy Reid and the Chiefs. Like that is the number 1 system to perform in the NFL, and Juju Smith got it. So if anything, the winner of the offseason was Juju Smith-Schuster, just revived his career. Like we'll look back at that in 2 years.
He can be with Jackson Mahomes now.
Yeah. Yeah. He's got socials and on the field working. But JC Jackson out, I'm thinking this may just be a crazy shootout game. Last week, the Chargers didn't really establish the run game for me, but they did a really good job stopping the run game. And if both teams just got it, kind of need to start relying on the passing game. Justin Herbert last week, I have never been more amazed in my life by a quarterback. That dude throws the ball. The one thing that sticks out about Justin Herbert for me from other quarterbacks, he throws the ball so hard with such fast, hard velocity, however the hell you describe it. He throws the ball so hard that he has windows to throw in that other quarterbacks in the NFL just do not have. Like Josh Allen, sure. But he can make certain throws and he has smaller windows.
Dude, are you telling me that Joe Flacco can't do that? Are you telling me Joe Flacco do that.
Well, I'm not quite
Flacco.
saying that because Joe Flacco was trusted enough to drop back 59 times last week and attempt 59 passes. So I'm not going to quite say that because Joe Flacco, clearly no coaching staff has more trust in their quarterback than the Jets with Joe Flacco after we saw last week based off pure just plays numbers. So no, I'm not saying that. However, Justin Herbert is just slotting this shit in like it is nothing. Tyrann Mathieu, he's not on the Chiefs anymore, is he?
He's on the Saints.
So Tyrann Mathieu's gone.
And Justin Reed.
And Justin Reed. Those are glue guys. Those
Justin
are glue
Reed
guys.
is Justin Reed is there now.
Oh,
He's
Justin
on
Reed's
the Texans, went to the Chiefs.
Justin Reed, I was about to say Justin Reed was the kicker for the Chiefs.
Has a boot. Has a boot. Justin Reed has a boot.
This is what I'm Justin Reed, he kicked the kickoff through the uprights, a kickoff. Ohio State doesn't have a player on campus who can kick a ball into the end zone. What the fuck are we doing? Like, what? Like, you're telling me there isn't a soccer player on Ohio State's soccer team that could kick a football into the end zone? Like, get the hell out. Like, there has to be somebody. There's no way. There's no way. Like that, like, what the hell? And like, what? Like, Ohio State is just naturally shitty at special teams because they don't have a human who can kick a ball. Sorry, they got me again. They found me. Yeah, I mean, that was just the alerts. The Ohio State special teams is so bad, but yeah. Okay, my key to this game, whoever runs the ball better is going to win, and I would probably have to say
I don't agree with that sentiment.
I would probably have to say it's going to be the Chiefs.
I don't
but
agree with that.
I have to pick the Chargers, of course.
I don't agree with the sentiment that whoever runs the ball better is going to win. I don't think that's the case. I think that the Chargers win this game, and the reason why I say that
is let's go, bolt up, baby. Come on, tell me why.
Yes, they are different teams this new year, but if we look at last year, season,
Freddie, I think he just hit a 3-run bomb. Go on.
We look at last season. The Chargers were able to dismantle the Chiefs.
Go on.
The Chargers were able to dismantle the Chiefs without having to prolifically establish the run game or stop the run game. They were able to pass it. And yeah, I know Keenan Allen is hurt. You still have Mike Williams, still have Josh Palmer. I think there's one more guy. Guyton is still there, right? Like, there's still good receivers. And Austin Eckler is a receiving threat. Like, he's never been known as a run first back. He's a receiving back.
Yeah.
And I think that Clyde Edwards-Helaire, like last week, who did the Chiefs play last week? The Cardinals, right? Cardinals don't have a good run defense. Like, I don't think Clyde Edwards-Helaire is a great running back by any means. I don't think.
But the thing is, last week the Cardinals Chiefs. The Chiefs, they still finished. I think they were 12th rushing offense overall.
No, I know, but I think
that wasn't against a great team defensively.
I think that the run game is a little bit harder against the Chargers. It's also an inter-division game.
No, of course, everything's out the window.
And
I say that for every interview.
I just think
everything out the window.
Chargers and the Chiefs games always work every year since at least like the last year and a half, 2 years. Always is a shootout passing.
So another thing I want to say, past couple of years with the Chargers and Chiefs, since Justin Herbert has been quarterback for the Chargers are 2-2 against the Chiefs, with both losses coming in overtime.
Although I think they do better against the Chiefs in
Kansas City. Yeah,
Kansas City.
They beat them last year, week 3 in Kansas City.
That's where it is.
Can't do it again. But this is the reason why I think this year, who can run the ball better will matter more. Okay. Let me see. I think Frank Clark. Let me just make
Frank Clark is the Chiefs' defensive end.
Clark. I think he might be hurt. Oh no, he just missed a practice last week because he was ill. Okay, this is why I say I think running the ball will be very important. Let's start with the Chargers. Let's start with the Chargers' perspective. Last week, Justin Herbert actually went God mode. And, like, this dude was just delivering throws that I've never seen in my life. Keenan Allen goes out early in the second quarter. I think Keenan Allen still led the team in catches yesterday, and he went out in the second quarter. Nobody on the team, nobody on the team had more than 4 targets yesterday. Like Justin Herbert was throwing it to whoever the fuck was open. Mike Williams was not playing great. Mike Williams was not getting that love, that share. So, and I'll be honest, like I couldn't really see if Mike Williams is getting open because the fucking cast only shows you the O line, so I can't even see what's going on downfield. So I don't know if he was playing well or not. But regardless, okay, the Chargers in the end of that game against the Raiders, they just couldn't run the ball and they couldn't ice the game. They couldn't do anything, and it was 3rd and 8, Justin Herbert, 3rd and 9, just 3rd and 7.
Justin Herbert does like his third.
Justin Herbert cannot.
He's on 3rd and 4th down.
But this is the thing. Let's say that it's against the Chiefs. You're in Kansas City. Let's say you're down 2 scores. Let's say somehow it becomes a 2-possession game. Are you really going to be relying on your like this one? Like,
yeah, I'm going to be relying on Justin Herbert. This is why he's here. That's what he did last year against the Raiders. What he did last year against the Chiefs.
I'm just saying that's would much rather have comfortable wins.
Everybody would rather have comfortable wins. That's never how games go in the NFL. And that's also never how interdivision games go in the NFL.
That's what I'm saying for this game. If they fucking run the ball.
If I'm giving it to any quarterback, Justin Herbert's one of the quarterbacks that I would most trust to lead my team to come back and win.
Okay, true. Thank you for the shout out, by the way, because I would not trust Kirk. But I
would.
But
I have to.
This is my thing. Like with Herbert, it's like with no Keenan Allen this week. He's
done it before. He'll do it again.
It's going to be
more difficult. It's going to be more difficult, but I wouldn't stress about it that much.
The thing is, he stepped up. He stepped up last. Like, I'll be honest, when Keenan Allen went out, I was like, this offense might get very stagnant, very fast, and it didn't.
Everett, by the way,
until the second half.
Gerald Everett. Don't forget about Gerald Everett.
No. Gerald Everett. Gerald Everett balled up yesterday, and also my number 1 target in fantasy this week.
He's also mine.
But
he's also my target.
Well, you have Darren Waller in our league, so if you take him, you're just kind of an asshole. I mean, sure, but anyway, all right. But in my other league,
man, I'm trying to get Robinson from you.
Allen Robinson?
No.
James Robinson, you mean?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm actually currently in talks with Chad about a trade.
We can go over that, and then we'll go into my Vikings talk. I want to hear what this trade is.
Okay, we'll go over this. Chad, he actually just texted me about this. He literally just said, "Yes?" Question mark. Okay, let me tell you what he sent me. Pretty much the whole deal was in the offseason, Chad, he drafted Travis Kelce and Kyle Pitts with the 2nd and 3rd round picks. And then, like Mike Gesicki later, but who cares? But he took Kelce and Kyle Pitts early on. Like, that's like the focus here. And I knew his whole plan was to trade and dump it off to someone. Like, I knew that was going to be his plan. And so, like, my plan for the draft was just load up on depth, screw quarterback, screw tight end. Let's load up on running backs, wide receivers, and make a trade. Like, that's how I approached the draft, because I knew I could draft better rounds 8 through 12 than other people. I knew I would just pick better running backs and shit. So quick overview of my team and the players I would, these are the players that I will not trade no matter what. I have Saquon and Justin Jefferson, who might be league winners. I will not trade them no matter what. Saquon I might entertain, but Justin Jefferson's 0% chance you will get traded. Saquon, it'll have to be crazy, but I consider actually. These are the players that I think have high value in trades, at least after week 1 early season. But I'm not 100% sold on anyone that I'm about to list. Okay. Personally, I'm not, but I know at least one of them will pop off. Like, I know it will happen. Maybe it's smart for me to just not make a trade and keep it. I don't know, but this is what I gotta say. Okay. AJ Dillon, Cortland Sutton, Darrell Henderson, Travis Etienne, Allen Robinson, Tony Pollard, James Robinson, and I guess DeAndre Hopkins. Someone might be interested in that. But those are the players that I'm entertaining getting off of my team. And I think those are a lot of like very solid value players where I could trade, let's say, 3 or 4 of those guys away and get like a 3rd or 2nd round pick. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah,
Depending,
I
it has
agree.
to be a phenomenal scenario. And Chad, because he took both those tight ends, it lines up where there's some compatibility here with this trade. Only because he took both those tight ends, and my tight end is Big O Albert Ogawaga Boogeyman, however you pronounce it, on the Broncos. He's my tight end, and I'm not quite sold on that, even though he did get some love, and it's a PPR league, and that worked. But regardless, this is the trade that he sent me, Everett. What do you think? Off first glance, I'm denying this, and I'm reworking this, but this is what he sent me. He gives me Kyle Pitts, Kenneth Walker, and Jamal Williams. I give him Travis Etienne, AJ Dillon, Darrell Henderson, and Tony Pollard.
Even up 4 running backs.
Yeah, I give him 4 running backs. He gives me 2 running backs and a tight end.
He gives you Jamal Williams, Kyle Pitts,
and Kenneth Walker.
Okay.
I'm not sold on Kenneth Walker.
No.
Jamal Williams, kind of interesting, but I don't like that. He was touchdowns, so I don't like that.
No. Here's my deal. Unless Rashad Penny gets hurt, Kenneth Walker will not see much field time for most of this season. He was a healthy
100%.
He was a healthy scratch last week.
Even if he is healthy this year, what's the benefit of playing?
Nothing.
Like
Rashad Penny also, by the way, I think
the Seahawks won this week.
I think Rashad Penny hasn't had his contract extended. He's still there. Bullshit. He's about to be done.
Okay, if I'm Seattle, I would literally lose every other game for the rest of the year and draft CJ Stroud. Like that's literally the best way to save your team.
No, but literally, like, here's the thing. Or
Bryce Young. Like
we're talking about your fantasy trade right now. Not
no, I know, but
so
I'm just thinking in those terms. This is what I'm saying.
No, I
Kyle Walker or Kenneth Walker, I'm not really bought in.
No, but for Kenneth Walker, look, unless
Rashad relevant fantasy wise, what they might do next, that's definitely somewhat relevant.
No,
100%. You don't need to play Kenneth Walker this year. If he's hurt, sit him.
You sound like Scooby-Doo, bro.
If he's hurt, sit him.
No, here's the thing. He's not hurt. He was a healthy scratch this past week.
I'm confused.
But it doesn't
means
healthy scratch means you have a set amount of players that you can start, that you can have for the game.
I'm saying, why the fuck would he even be considered not like, what the hell? Clearly
because
they don't like him.
Have other running backs on the roster.
Yeah, so why the hell would I want him on my team, Everett?
You don't. That's what I just said. You don't want him.
But I don't know why you just attacked me for my reasoning for that. Like,
no, because you're talking about CJ Stroud. Because you were talking about CJ Stroud.
Oh my God. I was saying, if you're the Seahawks this year, you don't play him because you want fucking CJ Stroud. It doesn't help you play. You want to tank.
Him, they would do better.
The Seahawks aren't winning shit this year. So tank. Yeah, they'd play better. It's Penny. What are we saying?
Rashad Penny was pretty gross last year.
Dude, Rashad Penny. Oh my God.
Here's the deal. I don't think that Kenneth Walker will get much time for a decent amount of the season, and because we're just talking about fantasy, where you need players for the larger portion of the season.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like,
so that's why I don't think that is.
AJ Dillon last week.
And here's the other deal.
Packers were losing and they're still giving him the ball. Here's the
other set of the deal. Jamal Williams got basically all the goal line carries last week because DeAndre Swift got them there.
Yeah, and then he's gassed.
Right. So I don't think that that's going to keep up because at some point DeAndre Swift's just going to take that.
No,
so I don't think that – I think that those two players basically have no value. So you're essentially trading for Kyle Pitts and then replacement players with the players you drop off. I think that Darrell Henderson –
Yeah, and I don't think Kyle Pitts is worth all of those players at the end of the day.
And here's the thing. Darrell Henderson has the possibility of becoming the true number one because him and Cam Akers have essentially been fighting on and off for like the last year and a half.
Yeah.
Tony Pollard is not going to get fantasy points, but he is one of the better handcuffed backs in the league.
Well, right now, because
Cooper
Rush is in. I mean,
yeah, but unless Zeke gets hurt, Tony Pollard is the better running back. Tony
Yeah,
Pollard's
but
better
also,
running back
they
on
say
that team.
Dak's going to be out for 7 weeks. I bet it's
Jerry
longer.
Jones says 4. Jerry Jones says 4.
Of course, Jerry Jones says 4.
But Tony Pollard, yeah, he's the best running back on that team, but he's not going to get points unless Zeke gets hurt. So that's kind of the handcuff the other, similar to Alexander Matterson. Now we're looking at Travis Etienne, James Robinson. Like, that's it.
I'm not
right?
giving up James Robinson that trade, but
Travis Etienne was the other one?
I'd
Was Travis
rather
Etienne the other one?
Yeah. Or
He-
I was giving up Etienne, but not James Robinson.
He and Robinson are kind of fighting back and forth. I think Robinson might have the lead right now for first, but Etienne does have better potential, especially in the receiving
100%.
game.
The one thing I would say, though, at least for short term, because I happen to have both, James Robinson just has the trust.
He looks
team
better.
now.
He looks better as a fantasy start, and that's why I said
He
I
just
was
has the trust of the team to get like the goal line carry. Like last week,
Yeah.
Etienne dropped
drilled.
Got overthrew him,
drilled.
and then he dropped a walk-in touchdown.
He also caught a potential touchdown pass, got drilled right in the ball, and fumbled it back 5 yards.
No, yeah, that's another concern. Like when I saw that play, I was like, he might not get it.
Technically speaking, though, what I will say, it was his first start ever in the NFL.
No, I know. That's another thing I want to say. Like he
That's
didn't play last year. That was his first NFL. That was his first football game in over
a year.
Was it like so? There is also that to consider.
Like, here's my thing: if Chad wants to give you like if Chad wants
it should be ETN for Kyle Pitts and then one other guy. That should be the trade.
Essentially, yeah, I would give him Tony Pollard to ETN and take Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts got 3.5 points.
I'm actually just not gonna entertain Kyle Pitts. If he wants to trade, I will. It'll be some type of trade involving Saquon, and I get Travis Kelce if I was to trade with him with his tight ends.
I don't like the way
I don't think he'd accept that, but
I don't like the way that sounds for the rest of the league. But
that's the only way I'd set up a trade. If I gave
let's get into the Vikings. Let's get into the Vikings.
Before you get into the Vikings, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to take a piss break. But that's fine because you can just give your quick preview on the Vikings. It actually kind of works out perfect, and it doesn't really interrupt the flow of the show. So you start off with your preview.
All right. So here's the deal. We play the Eagles this week in Philadelphia. I believe we played them. The last time we played them was it 2020? I think we played them in 2020. So, and I will fact check that as well right now. So here's the deal. The Eagles have one of the more prolifically relevant offenses in the NFL this year. And obviously, we only have a little bit of the information of kind of how the Vikings defense will look this year. Obviously, we stopped the Packers, although I don't really know how much of a impact that is or how much of a big of a deal that is, considering that they really don't have, any wide receivers. So yeah, the last time the Vikings played them was 2019. They won. 2018, they also played them. They won. Both of those games come right after the crippling depression loss, 38-7 in Philadelphia after the Minneapolis Miracle. I think that this is one of those new trends. The Vikings like to have trends after having crippling losses to teams in the playoffs. First it was the Saints. Now it's the Eagles. Every time we play the Saints, especially in the postseason, we beat them. I think it's going to be the same thing now with the Eagles. Karma's a bitch. So Vikings will be winning this one. I think that the Eagles are not necessarily greatly overhyped, but I think that they're very much overprojected for what they're going to end up being. Yeah, their defense is good. I mean, they got steals in the draft, but
last week it didn't look good.
Last week it didn't look good. Don Reddick.
I got some receipts for you, Everett.
I didn't watch much of the Eagles game, but here's the thing: if you're letting the Lions, I think, are better than people think they are. But if you should have lost the game to the Lions, you should have lost. I mean, you also let them score 35 points with Jared Goff at the helm. I don't really know what you're going to do against the Vikings offense. Even if your offense is going to be, you're going to try to go, back and forth. I think that your defense is just not going to be able to stop the Vikings. It's going to keep going. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I can see it being a high-scoring game.
Oh, yeah, over's a lock.
But here's the thing. If you're asking me to put my faith, and I'm a Vikings fan, I'm biased, but let me ask you. If I'm asking you to put your faith in either in Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, and Dalvin Cook, or Jalen Hurts, Miles Sanders, and AJ Brown, and Devonta Smith. Who are you taking?
I understand that point, but now let's talk about the people on defense.
Okay. So let's talk about defense. The big players on defense for the Eagles, Hassan Reddick. We have Jordan
thinking of him, but
Jordan Davis.
Wasn't
Darius
him,
Slay
but
is
keep
still
going.
there.
Slay.
Darius Slay is still there. Who's the safety that they got?
Don't know, but Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham.
Yeah, but they I mean, they're also a little bit older. I think they're regressing a little bit. They're still great players. Don't get me wrong, they're still great players, but with age in general, like, I mean, you're not
You
as
might have just misspoke there, and you might have just fucked the Vikings over by saying that. You might have just disrespected.
I mean, I'm just stating a fact.
Brandon
Graham has not been as good since 2017. 2017, he was great.
BG's a player though.
I'm not. I mean, I'm not denying that, but I'm saying statistically speaking, since they won the Super Bowl, like, they haven't been as good, and that's kind of expected.
I mean, hurt last year. To be fair,
right? Like, look, they have Jordan Davis, Fletcher Cox, and Brandon Graham. Like, that is a very scary
I didn't even
front.
think of Jordan Davis.
That is those are very big men. But
I'm actually curious. How did he play last week?
I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention. Clearly not well enough, because DeAndre Swift just absolutely torched their inside. So
one thing I also want to say though, and now I'm coming to Team Vikings. I just want to be. I think you might have been disrespecting the Eagles defense a little bit there. I just want to say.
I mean, you just I was talking them up before. You just said that they weren't playing good last week.
No, I know, but I'm saying they have dudes there.
No, they do.
In my
they
opinion,
do.
that was
people are saying that they're going to have a top defense
big near the end of the game, and I don't know. It was like the Chargers defense. It just
here's the thing.
Fell apart.
Here's the thing.
I don't know.
Vikings defense. Okay, their secondary's not great, right? Their corners.
But I'm saying my point is the Eagles 35 points to the Lions. I'm not saying sucked in.
Right.
That's the point of.
But yeah. but the Vikings defense, like, look, their secondary's not great. Kind of got exposed last week to
I was going to ask you, how do you think they looked? Like, and also who was covering Christian Watson on the
Patrick Peterson.
Wow.
Yeah, but he is kind of old and regressive.
Still, I didn't think it'd be him.
So here's the deal. Kind of worried about AJ Brown and Devonta Smith. The good thing is we're playing the Eagles. Their receivers
had no catches last week.
Their receivers are never able to have hands.
It's like the AJ Brown show.
But Harrison Smith, Lewis Cine is back. He's coming back.
Was out last week.
Was out last week.
Injury.
Also, can't. I don't know. I think it was a hamstring or something. Cam Bynum, by the way, I think he's going to be a great player. He was a starter last week. Played really well.
Who is that?
He is their safety, second-year safety from Cal. Was a rookie last year. Played phenomenally.
Minnesota, right? Are you talking Minnesota? Or are you talking
the Vikings
Eagles?
Safety?
Yeah. Minnesota.
I thought you meant Minnesota, like college.
No. No.
So here's the deal. Eric Kendricks, great, right? Zadarius Smith, Daniil Hunter. I mean, defensive-wise, pass rush was very good. I think that's going to continue. Secondary is a little bit of a concern. Now, the biggest point in this whole game of everything, Jalen Reagor's revenge game. Coming back to Philly.
It honestly can go either one of two ways. He either does or he literally puts up the game of his life. It can only go one of two. Like, I saw like a little like tweet. I think it was either you or well, we don't mention the other person's name on this podcast, but it was you or the other Minnesotan that is active on Twitter. One of you guys liked this tweet saying
that Jalen Reagor will take the punt back on
no.
The reception.
No.
The reception is a 78-yard reception on the first
play of the game.
That was me.
15 minutes, first quarter remaining, 1st and 10 on the 25, had a touchback. Jalen Reagor posts 75 yards, touchdown, first play of the game in Philly. That'd be the biggest FU to Philly fans of all time. Like, oh my God. Okay.
But so, I mean, Vikings are going to win. We'll wrap up here
I am picking the
soon.
Vikings to win this game. This is one thing though, that I wanted to give you a little bit of confidence for this week. So a very interesting fact: the Eagles currently have the third worst defensive third down rate in the NFL. They allowed the Lions to convert 64.3% of their third down attempts last week. Holy shit, that is a very high number for a Lions offense. And also, the Eagles were up big late in the game, and this, like, going back to my Chargers Chiefs point, like, if okay, let's say, for example, Eagles Lions. The Lions ran the ball well, clearly, because they could set up good third downs. Let's say the Lions don't run the ball well, and it's 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10. If it's 3rd, 7, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10, and on defense, you have pass rushers like the Chargers. Oh boy. This is classic Ohio State Texas rushman package. If the Chiefs, we're going back, and I'm saying, but this is the point I want to make. Like, if the Chiefs don't run the ball, like, I know we're going back, but I'm saying we're talking pass rushes here. I'm talking just pass rushes. If other teams cannot run the ball, it's 3rd and long, and you have pass rushers, the game should be over. Yeah. Like, it should be done. I guess the Eagles don't really have that. You just got me on that. You just got me thinking about this third down rate on the Lions. The Eagles, I'm going to go out on a limb. Either the Lions were running the ball, set themselves down for third down situation, or they couldn't get a pass rush on third down and gave Goff time. That's what that third down rate tells me.
Well, also, the Lions have one of the best offensive lines in the NFL.
No, I know. That's why I also want to take the rushing with a grain of salt.
Now, I don't know if you saw any of these videos that I was liking or retweeting on Twitter of Christian Darrisaw last week. Vikings left tackle.
He looked good as fuck. He looked good as shit, Everett. I'm gonna be honest.
Destroyed Rashawn Gary.
As a former lineman, I was literally like, Gary, I don't understand this. A lot of DNs, it honestly seems like they don't even have like a pass rush move in mind. Like, they just snap the ball and like try to speed rush.
Did you also see the
Gary? He wouldn't even like try to move, and Darrisaw just.
Did you also see the videos that I had liked of Danielle Hunter's moves from the game, where his spin move, he just murdered the left tackle?
I'm not sure. He did a
fake spin this way. He started doing a fake spin this way, 360 turnaround, full speed, and got through the pocket. It's gross.
Yeah. But okay. This is
I want to have one little rant here.
Okay.
Because I know we're getting close to the end of the episode and we have to get through our games. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So, and we'll both probably pitch in on this. So I was interested today and watched a YouTube video on the NFL and the NFL's power rankings for this week. Found a lot of interesting information. First and foremost, they ranked the Lions 25 and they had the Eagles at 10. If your game is 38 to 35, there should not be a 15-point discrepancy in the rankings between those two teams, especially considering there are only 32 teams in the NFL. You're saying that they are the seventh worst team.
It wasn't really a 3-point.
Yeah, but you're still saying that they're the 7th worst team in the NFL.
No, I'm not. That's not really my problem. It's just the preseason rankings. I don't even know what.
No, they shouldn't exist. But still, like they should. Even if the preseason rankings are there, your rankings after that should be way more fluid than this. You shouldn't be stuck with where you had them in the preseason.
Well, that's the whole problem with preseason rankings, that those matter.
No, I know.
Which is
after
stupid.
That. After
like, college football is the big problem, but like
after that, they had the Bengals ranked 9, and the Steelers are ranked 18th. The Steelers beat the Bengals. The Bengals threw 4 picks, had a fumble. Technically won the game, but they also lost. There shouldn't be a 9-point discrepancy between those two teams.
Well, that one,
even if the Bengals are better.
Understand, though.
Okay.
Like the other one, I agree with you. The Steelers Bengals one, though, the Steelers won that game But that second half performance was like actually so bad by the Steelers that like
No, I know,
this
but
game
there
happened
shouldn't
in week 5.
they still won the game. There shouldn't be a 9-point
No.
discrepancy
Yes.
between those teams.
But like, come on, you and I
No,
both know the second time they
I
play.
agree. I just don't think I think that one of them should be rated higher or lower than they currently are.
No, I know, but like this is what I'm saying. Preseason rankings are bullshit because even I am buying into preseason rankings right now. Like, because
I just think
I still don't believe the Steelers are better than the Bengals.
So here's the other thing.
They beat them though.
The Packers are ranked 8. And the Vikings are ranked 7. The Vikings royally shit on them.
Packers at 8.
The Vikings are ranked 7. The Packers are ranked 8. The Vikings royally shit on the Packers. So I don't know why there's that big of a discrepancy.
I will let you take.
I don't know why there's
that one, man.
I don't know.
Big dub.
I don't know why there's that big of a discrepancy that little of a discrepancy between the two teams. So we're talking about the Lions barely losing to the Eagles. There's a 15-point discrepancy.
So they have
the Steelers beating the Bengals, and the Bengals are 9 points ahead of the Steelers. The Vikings won 23-7 and absolutely shit on the entire Packers.
Weren't you 17?
No, we're 7 and they're 8. They're 1 point behind us. Like,
you're so bizarre.
Yeah, I'm bitching about that because the rest of the rankings are so prolifically bad. But let me finish.
Let me see these rankings because I think I saw a different one.
This is the
if
NFL.
You're bitching about that.
No, let me finish.
You're ahead of that.
Let me finish. For fuck's sake, dude. Let me finish.
Like what?
The Vikings. Okay. This is the NFL's power rankings. Okay, I'm gonna get to ESPN's power ranking in a fucking minute. All right.
Oh my holy shit! Wow. You got really that fucking animated over me being like, wait, I think you got
because ESPN's power rankings
rent free in your head.
ESPN's power rankings.
If I bring up the Packers, I know how to piss you off for the rest of. I know how to piss you off. Oh my god!
I also just
Aaron
want to
Rodgers.
get through my fucking
Don't
segment.
Yell. Aaron Rodgers.
I want to get through my segment. The Rams are ranked number 4.
Clay Matthews.
I don't think I've talked about Clay Matthews since like 2012.
I don't know.
He was on the Rams at one point, by the way. Speaking of Rams
fan.
The Rams are ranked. The Rams are ranked number 4 after getting torched by the Bills and looking like complete
dog shit. That's what I have the biggest problem with.
Like, I don't understand that. Why are they there? The final thing is, why the fuck are the Texans ranked 28th, so the 4th worst team in the NFL, and the Colts are ranked 15th?
Colts have a really good shot,
but they
technically going like 7-10. Like
that team tied. They tied. Like they should not be that far apart. Now
that game's a little different because that game.
Here's where I have the biggest complaint among any ratings after this week, and this is where preseason ratings come into mind. I looked at ESPN's power rankings. Okay, there's a lot of stuff wrong with these power rankings, but the biggest thing that I had qualms with. ESPN.
Oh my god, my Cardinals are 5 in the NFL power rankings.
ESPN.
I'm not that against the NFL power rankings. I'm not gonna lie.
ESPN. I just think that the whole thing is just kind of bogus.
But give me the ESPN.
I think the Vikings at 7 is right. I'm just kind of annoyed at the fact the Packers are so I don't think that they should be that close. If you beat a team, you guys should not be discrepantly that close, but also not that far away if they started off well. Either way. ESPN, after the Vikings demolished the Packers, ESPN ranked the Packers 8th overall and the Vikings 10th. After the Vikings beat the Packers. I have a problem.
I saw some lists with the Vikings at 17.
I don't know which one that was. I thought I saw that too, but I can't.
I could have sworn I thought that's what you were talking about.
But the thing that I have a problem with, especially if teams win, they should be ranked above the team that they lost to, at least for the first week of the season.
In my opinion, every team that's 1-0
should be at the top.
1 through 16, and if you're 0-1, 17 through 32.
Right, and then obviously
the ties in the middle. The ties are 15.
And then as the season goes on, you can move it around accordingly. But at least for the first week, teams should be above who they beat. So ESPN, I don't know why you have the Packers 8 and the Vikings at 10, especially after the Packers were deplorably bad after the expectations that they had going into the season for the first week. Not saying they are going to be bad the rest of the season. They could be pretty good. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is a bad man. But I think it's disrespectful to the Vikings having them below the Packers. And I think that as a Vikings fan, just keep disrespecting us, man. Keep doing it. And we'll show you what we got.
No, I know. The thing though is I appreciate the disrespect. I appreciate all of it. I mean, seeing that number 5 ranking for the Chargers, now I'm a little concerned they're getting overhyped. But hey, we'll
keep
that same attitude in week 17.
All right.
But we've been running for a while.
Yeah, let's run through our expectations for this week. And
because you have the lower record, you're going first. You give me your picks.
I'll take that. So just keep in mind, everybody, we did these completely separately. Want to insist that because we probably will have picks that overlap. So,
well, of course
this week, I'll run through the games real quick. Chargers, Chiefs, Jets, Browns, Commies, Lions, Bucks, Saints, Panthers, Giants, Patriots, Steelers, Colts, Jags, Dolphins, Ravens, Falcons, Rams, Seahawks, 49ers, Texans, Broncos, Cardinals, Raiders, Bears, Packers, Vikings, Eagles, and Titans, Bills. Okay.
Thank you for the rundown.
Just quick rundown. Here are my winners. Chargers, Browns, Lions, Saints, Giants, Steelers, Colts, Dolphins, 49ers, Rams, Texans, Raiders, Packers, Vikings, and Bills.
These are my picks. Chargers, Giants, Patriots, Bucks, Browns, Ravens, Lions, Colts, Rams, Niners, Texans, Raiders, Bengals, Packers, Bills, Vikings.
Did I miss the Bengals game? Did I miss the Bengals game?
The Bengals at Cowboys, Sunday Night Football.
Oh yeah, I missed that game.
What? You missed Sunday Night Football, Everett? I've been waiting all day for Sunday night.
I'm going to agree with you in that one. Bengals are winning.
I was just saying, what a blessing for Joe Burrow to get your get right game against Cooper Rush and the Cowboys. Talk about a blessing. Okay, so here
let's see what we have different. You and I both have the Chargers. Okay, right?
I mean, we could dive into that. I don't want to bore everyone. We got nothing to analyze here. Let's wrap it up. We got nothing to say about
Thank you guys so much for watching, listening, and doing whatever you like.
Oh, actually, sorry. One last thing I need to mention. Saquon Barkley, RB1 fantasy season. However, he went on the Madden cast for Monday Night Football. So if
Madden cast, wait a second, the Giants are fucking losing. Hold on.
So I'm just saying, like, keep that in mind. No. Saquon went on the Manning ESPN2
that's important. But what's also important is every single team, the player who's been on Manning cast has lost the next week.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, can he break the curse?
You and I both should have picked the Panthers. But if the Panthers win, yell the Giants.
I'm picking the Giants still. I mean, Big Blue is rocking right now. Oh my God. Last thing I just want to say about the Pats Steelers game, we have that one different. There's just no way Bill Belichick starts off 0-2, so I'm picking the Pats. But all right, Everett, give me your closing thoughts.
Thank you guys so much for watching, listening. Make sure to rate us 5
Oh shit! Wait a second, Everett. We forgot to go over the biggest Cardinals at Raiders this week. This is the lock of the week. This is the lock of the century. This is the lock of the millennium. The Call of Duty beta. By the time this video comes out, the Call of Duty beta will have been out for 1 day already. You can guarantee the Las Vegas Raiders will shit.
This might be a joke post. This is definitely a joke post.
What?
Kyler Murray is 0-47 when Call of Duty has a double XP weekend.
Okay, that's so obviously capped.
Maybe it's dating back.
I don't even think he's played 47 NFL games.
No, it could be dating back to college as well.
But still, he only started like 1 year at Oklahoma, and he only lost like one game that year.
A lot of double XP. Maybe it's like against the spread.
He didn't lose a game in high school, also, so that doesn't count. So that's cap. He has not lost 47 games in college in the NFL.
It could be the spread or something. I don't know, but it's by PointsBet Sportsbook, so
that cannot be true unless they count him.
I think I just got
as a backup at Oklahoma.
I think I got ball sacked.
that can't be true.
Yeah,
it just literally cannot be true.
I mean, he does not win games when it's double XP weekend.
He's only played 47 games in the NFL in his life.
So he's lost all of them, I guess.
Which is clearly not true.
Yeah, it's clearly true, right?
Anyway, though, Kyler, I'm not a buyer.
Also,
Kyler
keep in mind,
week
week 3 is when the beta is fully open. That is this week. We have the start of the beta next week.
That don't matter to Kyler. Kyler is paying whatever it takes to get that beta the second he can.
But it is also the home game next week.
No, it is at Raiders.
No, next week. Next week it's at home against the Rams. Week 3, remember?
Oh. That's what we were. Oh, yeah.
That's my point.
Oh, yeah. But I was just saying, keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Cardinals, Raiders, beta comes out tomorrow or yesterday.
Well, neither of us took the Cardinals, did we?
I took the Raiders.
I took the Raiders.
Yeah. That was the reason I picked the Raiders. I didn't go over that though. I was like, holy shit, we need to bring that up right now.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching, listening. Rate us 5 stars. Make sure to check out our TikTok at Waterway Pod. Throw us a follow. Look at all of our TikToks. Make sure to listen. Like we said, the newest generation of podcasts, the plane podcast.
Yeah, listen to us on the airlines, boys. Listen to us on the planes.
Let's get that Delta sponsorship. We don't want that.
Not United. We won't accept that one. But Delta will be in talks.
Southwest might be a problem. If Virgin Airlines were still around,
I was about to say
we would get Virgin Airlines. Rest in peace.
Who did they combine with? Okay, we're not getting over this. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Waterboys out.
Subscribe. 5 stars. Subscribe.
Waterboys out.